Hello. What do you think of these fabulous casino shades? They're like that. I feel like, like a gangster on Casino. I love them. It's one of those days you don't want to wear, well, not you, me. I don't want to wear eye makeup. It has been a long week. I have been crying and, allergies and tired. But it's okay. You know why? Because there is a door, right? I'm at the cusp of this door, and I'm going to walk right through to my new life and all my blessings that I've been waiting for. And I'm not bragging about this, but I am ready for this. That was one of the reasons why I said, yes, absolutely, God, I will sign up. Sign me up, God. I would love to be chosen. I didn't find out that I was chosen till 48 years old. I don't know if I mentioned this in the first video, but I just made a mess of my life. Even though I've always had a spiritual inclination since a young age. Mind you, I was born and raised a third-generation Jehovah's Witness. That religion never resonated with me. It wasn't until I was 12 when I started really trying to find, the truth, as the Jehovah's Witnesses call their religion the truth. So I wanted my own version of the truth, and I was kind of outcasted for that. I've always been a loner, and I've kept to myself. Haven't had a lot of friends. The black sheep from a young age. And not until I was 48 and, God started revealing to me what was really going on when he wrote my destiny and fate and asked me if I would like to, say yes. Of course, God, I would love to say yes. So I said yes, and the journey has been, let me tell you, the process of God is, he really makes you walk the line. It's called the School of the Holy Spirit. It's been an awesome journey. I've been a mess. I was a mess before God, and even though I've always had a spiritual side, doing things my way was not a good way, because I was wounded in myself, and those wounds were creating obstacles and blocks and hindrances for me to injure others. So that's what you do when you're hurt and you're not cleaning out your vessel or dealing with the issues. You just throw daggers at the next person, and it goes in a circle, repeating the circles, repeating the cycles, repeating the pain. So this it'll be 2 years in February that I have been in the Holy Spirit boot camp. It has been the best journey to be on, let me tell you, but not easy. Okay, it's never easy having to look at yourself. But that's where it actually starts. I mean, I have struggled with my self-esteem. I have, always been the outcast, the black sheep. I'm a communicator. I will speak my mind. But I haven't been too popular. And I'm fine with that. I'm used to being by myself. Actually, I thrive when I'm alone, because I'm an introvert by nature. And, it just gives me strength. So anyways, about this journey that I'm on and the breakthrough that is coming through, which I'm, of course I'm excited for. But it's different. My breakthrough now, the way that I view it, is different from when I viewed it back then, when I was unhealed. And you hear about the end results. God doesn't tell you what's in the middle. He'll tell you what he's gonna do, and the end. So the beginning and the end, because God is the beginning and the end, but he knows the end from the beginning. So the ending looked very good. Of course, who wouldn't want to have, money and, be blessed and, happiness. Everybody, I think it's everybody's dream, but I know that because when it comes from God, you have to do things his way. And it's not easy. Let me tell you, it's been a lot of spiritual warfare. Haters coming up against me, family members, friends, exes. Everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon and create the hate train, and I've been trained to love my enemies and bless those that persecute you. That is the high road, and it wasn't easy to accept these things in the beginning, but over time, the more that you start purifying, I started purifying myself and getting lighter and getting brighter. These things were easier. These things are the things that I prefer. I do prefer to be calm and mellow and happy and be a blessing, as opposed to hate and negative, because all of that energy is, it does affect. It has an effect, and I want to create a positive change, because a positive change was given to me, and of course I want to give that to others. So now when I look at what the blessings are, I'm excited, but I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever God has for me, and I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be challenging, but I know that he gives the best of the best, but that the process is hard, okay? The process I'm in right now is the season of lack, the season of nothing, the season of being grateful for nothing. Because once you are there, once you're grateful to have nothing, then he can trust you with everything, okay? Then he can bless you. Once you learn to be content with nothing, then he can trust you with having more. To whom much is given, much is required. So if I'm going to be given a lot of things, a lot was required of me on this journey, and it's been one of the best journeys ever. But I know that there's people that aren't happy for me, and those are my haters. Everybody, I guess, has haters. Haters are going to hate. Haters are still working on it to bring me down. I think, I'm not trying to knock my haters, but look, I do gotta give you a what's up. You're trying to come against the God that created the universe, God that created the devil, God that created everything, and who has eyes on me, and I am in his property, and I'm guaranteed to win and not die. And I know that that's not what my haters want to hear, but this is the truth. I operate in truth, and truth overcomes the lie, and light overcomes darkness, and good shall prevail. Love always wins, and those are my beliefs because they work for me. God has changed my life, and I know if he can take me, who was probably the most likely to fail, even though I was born and gifted in many different ways, I didn't know who I was until 2 years ago. And my confidence didn't really start building up until my ex-husband of 18 years wanted a divorce. So the last 5 years has been just a transformation that I love. I love the results of what God is doing to me. But the journey has been hard. Yesterday I was in tears, snot, yelling, mad, I was in that energy where please, I want to quit. I don't want to do this anymore. Crying, and today, it's different, God kind of picks you up, and I'm human. I'm not perfect. I'm not claiming to be perfect. Trust me. I'm not perfect. Yesterday was a snot day, with freaking snot and freaking baggy eyes and freaking, woe is me, pity party. I want to quit. I'm sure that's what my haters would love for me to do, but I'm not going to do it. God is created me for a purpose and a destiny as something, did I list it on my teeth? Something bigger than I could ever give myself. And I said yes. And so whatever anybody's trying to take from me I'm sorry, it's going to fail, because you're coming against God in heaven, who said that these things were mine. They're my inheritance and they're coming to me. But I will be blessing the God's kingdom with it. I will be doing many, many good things for him, and I'm excited. With that being said, I hope you all have a great weekend. Mwah. Shalom.